Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Zach O'Day. I'm the Worship and Creative Arts Director here at the NAS, and I'm here with one of my new favorite people, Jade Leonard. What's up, Jade Leonard?
Hi, everybody. I'm the communications coordinator here at the Nash Church.
Hey, while we're in these Devos, we've been thinking about today, what does it mean to know God, and how do you get to know God? Jade Leonard, I would love to know, how do you get to know God?
Yeah, I think in the devotional it talks about getting to know a friend by asking questions and getting to know their story. And I think that's the same with God. I think it's building a relationship with God just as you would with a friendship. So really getting to know God, getting to know your friendships, and just connecting in a way that is natural for the way that you are as a person and how you connect with other people. And I think that you can connect to God that same way.
hmm So, so you and I have a similar upbringing. You and I were both raised Catholic.
Yes.
And when I think a little bit about um, getting to know the nature of God, I think a lot about what it meant as a kid in Catholic Church. And I don't know if you're like this. I'd be interested to hear what your view of God was as a Catholic growing up. But for me, it was very different in Catholic Church than it is now, right? With like
Yeah.
this idea of this huge regal God who is accessible only through intermediaries, and you see his face in all over the wall, and it's just wild. What was that similar to you, or and how has it changed from when you were, a little Catholic to now?
That's actually so funny because I used to always picture God as like in the clouds on his gold throne.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And I've always said that my faith with God has never really wavered, but it's definitely changed since my upbringing in the Catholic schools. And I went
Mm-hmm.
to Catholic university as well,
Mm-hmm.
and always had that gold throne in the clouds kind of view. And it wasn't until probably my senior year of college that I understood that even a relationship was possible. I always, like you said, thought it was more so hierarchy.
Mm-hmm.
And I think really relating to that connection and relationship was something that I had never really seen before. And then ever since I was able to connect in that way, I think that was when my faith really started to transform.
Uh-huh. That's good. I
Yeah.
started reading a lot in college, um, like more than typical. Like, and I remember some of the books I read by guys like C.S. Lewis and Thomas Merton really began to shape my view of God. And the reality of it is, one of the best ways that I learned to figure my view of God was to read his word and find his view of me, right? So the love of God, and essentially the Bible is just a love letter to his people. Once you learn what God thinks of us, then it's easy to start thinking of what you think of God, right? It's an interesting kind of back and forth there. Thomas Merton said, "You never know yourself truly until you see your eyes through someone else." And I think that that's true of God as well. That's been
That's really
helpful for
cool.
me.
Yeah, that's really cool. I don't think I've ever looked at it from that lens, but knowing that God also sees you in a way is really cool.
hmm Also, I wonder, like, if in the cartoons it's probably true, like he sits on a cloud and like shoots lightning bolts. That's probably a little bit true too, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh. Well, I hope this Devo has been helpful for you all. I know that for Jade and I, we come, everybody starts this from a different perspective. And the reality is, God reveals himself differently to all his people. But as you've read, reading his word, getting with other believers, and understanding the true nature of God is important. And, you know, I'm sure it's been true for you, Jade. God reveals himself differently to me every day and every season. And it's a new God every day. That's the beauty of it.
Yeah, I just a quick point when you were saying how you started reading a lot about God in college and everything, I think for me it's very different. I started watching like TikToks
Nice.
about like how to have a relationship with Christ or whatever it was, and just like certain things about God that I didn't know from TikTok. So I
Uh-huh.
think that there's a lot of avenues, whether it's you reading or watching a 15-second TikTok too,
Well,
which
yeah,
is
you heard
cool.
it here from Jade, the communications director, that God does have a presence on TikTok. So
He
praise
most
Jesus for that.
certainly does.
Uh-huh. hmm Do you
Yeah,
want to pray us out of here, Jade Leonard?
absolutely. Alrighty. Lord, I just thank you for having the ability to have a relationship with us and giving us the opportunity to get to know you more.
Mhm.
I just pray that throughout these devotionals that we all start getting closer to you and really get to know you as a friend and a loved one. And I hope that we are also able to see that you love us and that you want us to be your friend as well. So I just pray that we are really able to find that relationship with you through these devotions and personal growth and connection as well. Amen.
Amen. Thanks, Jay Leonard. Appreciate you, Naz fam.
Thanks, guys.